See, if you actually want to study law and make yourself and your parents proud, you need more than just an effort to pass through the system and be able to get your admission. And in this video, I'm going to show you proven means and techniques you can adopt to support your effort so that this very JAMB you are about to write will be the first and the last you are going to write that JAMB. You are not the first person to write your first JAMB and get admission. Many people have done it. Many people have written for first time, second time, fifth times, but you don't have to pass this rigorous means. If this is your first JAMB, believe me, after watching this video, you are going to make it in your first attempt. If also this has not been your first attempt, you have attempted over the years, but as circumstances may have it, you have not been able to get admission. By following this channel and all the procedure I'm going to outline for you, you will definitely overcome all the hurdles, and you are going to thank me later for making this video. So stay with me till the end of this video, because you are going to get a secret, top-notch secret that you can use to pass through this process, so that JAMB will pass through you and you will pass through JAMB. Let's go there. By the way, my name is Kingsley Ifeanyi. I'm currently a 300 level law student, and I'm here to help all law aspirants to be able to secure their admission safely. And also on this channel, we share basically legal updates and everything that has to do with law topics. But for now, I'm treating you and I'm dealing with you as an aspirant. And I hope to see you tomorrow as my future co-learning colleagues. So I haven't said that. I want you to understand something. You see, JAMB is a very serious exam that you cannot joke with. And if you really want to study law, you really have to put up effort. You really have to put up effort. This one is something that is obvious. You can't do away with it. Law is a very competitive course. Law, not only just in Nigeria, but almost all the countries in the world. So for you to study law in Nigeria currently, you have to score at least, remember my word, at least 250 in your JAMB. Without scoring something above that, you definitely be dealing with second list, third list, and that should not be your portion. You have to aim higher so that you'll be on the merit list, because for them that are in the merit list, they are the people who merited it. Before they play all those politics and all those kind of apportionment to lecturers and all those quotas, you end up not getting admission. That's why you have to work hard to be on 250 plus, to be on a safer side, so that your admission will be secured for you. It's actually possible that you can score 320 and above in your JAMB. Yes, you are not the first person that have scored it. Of course, you have seen people that have scored 320 plus in their JAMB. First of all, you have to convince yourself, make yourself understand that actually I can do this, and you see yourself doing it. I'm not a motivational speaker, and I'm not even trying to motivate you, because I'm telling you what is possible. I'm using my life as an example to that. So first secret I'm willing and ready to share with you as far as making 320 in your JAMB is concerned is that you have to identify your academic weakness. This is very important. In your JAMB subject combination, you are meant to write 4 courses. And every law student, bona fide law student, have passed through that 4 courses in your JAMB. So in these 4 courses, all of us have our area of weaknesses. You cannot tell me that in among all those 4 courses, you are a guru in all of them. No, it's not possible. There must be where you have strengths, and there must be where your weaknesses lie. And that is what I'm telling you. Your first parameter to achieving excellence in your upcoming JAMB is to identify your weakness. What is the implication of identifying your weakness? When you have identified your weakness, you are going to give that area of your weakness 100% preparation. For me now, I will share my personal experience. During my secondary school days, before I got admission to study law, the major course I was finding difficult to understand was literature. I can't tell you the level of stress I undergo through to pass my literature, both in my work and JAMB. There was one novel they call Invisible Man. I read this very novel 3 times. I mean, if you have seen that novel, Invisible Man, it's a big one, and I must tell you, I read it front and back. Literature was one course that even made me to a kind of hate art subjects. But because I have seen myself, like, I am always flowing in art, and there is no way I could cope going to science. So I had no option than to go for my art and to pursue my dream of studying law. And literature could not stand in my way. Because of literature, I would then quit. No, I refused, and I gave literature my best, because I knew that literature will stand on my way towards achieving my goal of becoming a lawyer, and I didn't allow that. So first one now, you have to identify that area. Is it CRS you are finding difficult? Is it Islamic religion? And I have already made a video that talked about subject combination, so I encourage you to check out that video in case if you want to know the relevant subjects you are going to offer for your JAMB. So identify your weakness is very important. If you have identified your weakness, map out more time for it. We are still going to talk about reading schedule, but first thing you have to know if you want to really score 320 and above is that you have to give that very subject that is giving you tough time more time. The reason for this is that the whole thing the JAMB will check and the whole thing the admission process will take into consideration is your aggregate score. No one cares whether you score English 100% and got literature 20. No one cares whether you score literature 100% and got English 5. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. So because of that, what counts is your aggregate. And because of your aggregate, you have to work hard. Not allow anyone to drag your GP, or rather in this case, your aggregate down. You don't have to allow literature to drag it down, assuming literature is your hard course. If you are finding it difficult to understand government, you don't have to allow government to drag you down. You have to give it your best, so that even if you will not score it 80%, 70%, let it be that you have something that will not bring down your GP. So that's why I say first parameter towards scoring 320 above in your upcoming JAMB is please give it your best. That subject, that course, you find it difficult, make sure you devote more time to it and you'll thank me later. Number 2 item on my list, it seems to be a question. Have you consulted JAMB syllabus? Yes, I'm asking you, have you consulted JAMB syllabus? It is very important, and majority will be like, what is JAMB syllabus, King's Advocate? And I found JAMB syllabus. This is where I'm going to help you. In my upcoming video, I'm going to take my time to bring out the 4 main courses that all law students, all law aspirants are meant to offer. I'm going to analyze the subject combination there and also give you a kind of guide as to the syllabus and various topics you have to read, particularly that one that JAMB often say. So that's why I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, King's Advocate, so that you will not be able to miss a video that will be coming subsequently to aid you in your aspiration of becoming a lawyer. Having said that, JAMB syllabus, every year, JAMB brings out a syllabus that a kind of illustrate various topics that are going to set question on. So in that JAMB syllabus, they are going to outline key area you are going to read. Please, JAMB syllabus is very important. Most people end up reading only past question, past question, past question. But if you can consult JAMB syllabus, during my time when I wrote my JAMB, I made sure that I even had the hard copy of JAMB syllabus. Although technology has made everything so simple now, there is still online where you can download it. As the progresses on this channel, I'm going to show you more topics on JAMB syllabus. So JAMB syllabus will give you guidance as to what you read and what not to read. When you come to law, of course, you are now a law aspirant, but tomorrow I believe you are going to turn to be my learning colleague. In law, we say that God forbid that a lawyer should know all the law, but rather he should know where to find the law. God forbid that you watching this video, you will be able to know all the topics. No, but rather you will be able to know the relevant topic you are going to read. That's why JAMB syllabus becomes necessary. Third thing you have to do, my fellow upcoming learning colleague. Yes, I strongly believe you are going to turn to my learning colleague. You are going to map out, or rather, if you have done so, examine your reading schedule. What do I mean by reading schedule? What is your reading schedule like? Are you a type of person that just read for 30 minutes and press phone for 5 hours? Or are you a kind of person that just spend 3 hours in reading and spend the whole days and 4 days to come observing social media? See, I will tell you and I will advise you as my brother and as my sister, because I really want you to make it. And it is better, it is better, it is better to suffer for months, or rather 1 month away to your JAMB and pass through JAMB and pass it once and for all, than to come back next year in that very CBT center to purchase JAMB form again. Yes, it is better if you can give it your best. That is one thing I reminded myself during my JAMB process back then. I told myself, see Kingsley, this thing is just one attempt. This thing is just once and for all. Can you stress yourself now so that you will not stress yourself tomorrow to come back and go to lesson again, to come back and still recall invisible man that gave you a tough time, to come back and still record Buche Mecheta and all those novels, all those literature that was annoying to me. You still have time to come back next year and read all these things. See, you have to convince yourself. You have to tell yourself that actually it's worth giving more than effort. So what you're going to do is that you have to know first of all that whatever I'm doing now, whatever effort I'm putting now, I want to do it and get it done once and for all. Because I don't see any reason why you will just kind of be merciful to yourself, so to say, now, hoping that next year, let me just try, next year I still have the opportunity. Yes, you still have opportunity 10 years to come to write JAMB, but what about the stress? What about the financial aspect of it? Law is a 5 years course in the university, plus again another additional year of law school. Regardless of additional year in law school, when you are finished, depending on the school, if you find yourself in federal university, some of them, my co-mates now, some of them are possibly in year 1, year 2. Some of them have not even reached my level, in 300 level I am now, because of the various academic strike that happens here in Nigeria. So why don't you want to then move ahead with your mate? That's why you have to give it your best. Structure your reading schedule in such a way that is going to favor you. Now what you are going to do is that, for the benefit of this video, I will advise you, check or examine your map out time for your reading. Your reading schedule should be something like this. That course that give you trouble, give it your best. And there's something that works for me very well I want to share with you. Whenever I wake up in the morning, especially when I'm school, as you can see, I'm in my school, I'm not in my father's house, I'm currently in my lodge. Nobody will wake me up early in the morning and say, go and wash plates, go and do this one, go and bring this one. No, I'm just a man living on my own island. I control my life. If I want to go out, I'll go out. If I don't want, if you knock on my door, if I want to attend to you, I'll attend to you. If I don't want, I'll sleep. So that is it. Because I am free here, I have independence, all I need here. What I do is that whenever I wake up in the morning, the first thing I would do before opening my social media, not that I don't on my data, sometimes I'll go and up my setting in WhatsApp so that no message will enter all my social media platforms. I'll off it. The first thing I will do is that I will read for at least 3 hours or 2 hours before opening my social media. Because I know once I open it, I'll be distracted. Messages will be coming in, this thing will be like a lot of distractions from TikTok, from all these things, they will distract you. So I off all those things and make it kind of very early morning academic work. I will read for at least 2 hours. Once I'm done, then I will relax. I can on my data, do all those things. And after, if I don't have lecture that day, I will take my siesta, then come back again and read. But you see, that early morning, I don't joke with it. Even if I will not read throughout the rest of the day, that early morning, because that is when your brain is very receptive. That is when your brain is, nothing have interrupted you, nothing have break your heart for most of the people that are in relationship. So you have to read that very early morning. Utilize it very well so that it will flow. Make sure that all your academic schedule lines early in the morning. Let it be the first thing you are going to do. Especially if you are living with your parents, because I know you have not gotten admission. Either early morning, you could be 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 4 a.m. When nobody have distracted you, you read, use that period and read. And you see how your academic and scoring 320 in above, whether it will be possible or not. Then, fourth secret I'm going to unravel to you now is the need to read with the relevant materials. What kind of textbook are you reading with? What kind of textbook are you studying with? I want you to know this, that whenever you are preparing for exam, there are different types of exam. JAMB is basically an objective-based exam. So it's different from WAEC, it's different from NECO, it's different from GCE. In the sense that what you are required to make is to pick out options that best rhyme with the question I'm giving to you. Now, the textbook you read or the textbook you pick will determine your success. There are some textbooks that are very good in essay. There are some textbooks that will basically mix some certain detail that will help you to be able to pass, assuming you are writing objective question, which JAMB of course is objective question. I will give you, for instance, if you are there are some textbooks in your secondary school you will pick. Some of them are just outlining various things, various summary. They will just summarize. Essential textbook is one of them. If you have come across essential textbook, you will see that they just outline some certain topics. Like, they are good in itemizing fixtures, itemizing this. They don't go detail into dates, years. I don't say they don't write date or years when you are dealing with history in the area of, for instance, in government, all this international organizations, political cultures, all these kind of political development in Nigeria. These are the things JAMB will ask you in your JAMB. You are going to identify years, you are going to identify the name of various political history, political development in Nigeria. All these things, British colony, these years, Lagos colony, Eastern region, Northern region, there are petty things there that is necessary. And some of these textbooks don't go detail. They will rather give you a brief essay, which is good and relevant for GCE, NECO, and what have you. But when it comes to JAMB, you have to pick textbooks that are very good in detail. One example of textbook I support so much, I'm not advertising for anybody's comprehensive textbook. You see, comprehensive textbook, pay attention to that textbook. It appears kind of not too big, but that textbook, it carries weight. It has a lot of ingredients that is needed for you to pass your JAMB. Another one I'm also rooting for, which I don't know if it's actually popular, depending on your geographic location, is First Class Government. That government helped me a lot. It really helped me to pass my JAMB. I am respecting the author of that textbook because he made me who I am today. I'm rooting for that textbook. If you can find it, fine and good. But there are also so many other more textbooks recommended. And in my next video, I'm going to treat syllabus and recommended textbook for government. I'm going to tell you more on this. So the next one I'm going to tell you now is the most underrated. Yes, the most popular one. That is practicing past question. Law aspirant, the upcoming bar, bench, and everything. The law, please practice past question. If you want to succeed, you must practice past question. The reason is that JAMB often repeat past question. And when I mean repeat, that is where most people get it wrong. If you click any video now that dealt with passing JAMB and crediting JAMB, they often tell you read past question, read past question. But I want to tell you something which most of them have not actually pointed out. There are difference between practicing past question and cramming past question. If you are the kind of person that try to practice past question so that you'll be able to see it in your exam, on your JAMB, and be able to, you are making a big mistake. Believe me, the way the question is going to come will be different from that past question you are practicing. Even if they are going to repeat the past question, first of all, the option, they will still twist the option. So you can see that the whole exam is big. Possibility of you getting that your exam, assuming you have to cram it, is very difficult. It's 1 out of 100%. So what you ought to do is that don't read past question because you want to recognize it when you see it. No, change your approach. Practice it because you want to understand how the framework works. Past question was beneficial to me is that it helped me to know what to read and what not to read. If you are dealing with government, so going to be 1991, 1999, solve it at least from 10. You observe that JAMB has been consistent in certain particular questions. For instance, you cannot claim to have written JAMB without seeing something that has to do with international organization, OAU, OPEC, African Union, all these things. They state it every year. And also, you cannot write and say that you have not seen something that will do with parliamentary system of government, all these various oligarchy form of government, parliamentary. These are the things they set every year. So these are where past questions should become handy, not you cramming it, but practicing it. Because if you solve it consecutively, it will first of all give you overall admiration of what the whole process is going to be like when you get to the hall. Assuming you are then using CBT base. CBT base is a typical replica of what you are going to see in your JAMB. It will just, there are strategies in such a way that is how we are going to see it in your JAMB. No need of having a computer phobia and all those things. How will I be able to access the computer? Do I need to go and learn computer? Do I need to go for computer learning before I pass JAMB? These are where practicing of past questions become necessary. Law aspirants, I wish to see you tomorrow and address you tomorrow as my learning colleague. If you have gotten admission, don't forget to come and remind me that you have gotten admission. Then I will switch another line of academic learning where we are going to share your first year courses. Please remember to subscribe to this video, and in my next video we are going to dwell more on JAMB syllabus as regards to government and some other courses we are going to cover. Please subscribe, and if you wish to check out some of my videos, please go to my playlist. You are going to see more of that videos that will help you. Thanks and remain blessed. Like this video, please.